Have you ever stopped to think about how much you buy and why you buy it? It's a question that may seem simple on the surface, but it unveils a complex web of societal norms, marketing tactics, and personal desires. Welcome to the world of consumerism, a pervasive phenomenon that defines our modern society. At its core, consumerism is the theory that an increasing consumption of goods is economically desirable. It's the idea that happiness can be bought in a shopping bag or a shiny new gadget. It's not just a theory though, it's a lifestyle, a mindset, and, for many, an unquestioned norm. You see, consumerism doesn't just happen. It's driven by a powerful combination of societal pressures and strategic marketing. Let's start with societal pressures. We live in a world that equates success with material possessions. The bigger the house, the flashier the car, the newer the smartphone, the more successful you're perceived to be. It's a narrative that's been ingrained in us from an early age, and it's one that's hard to shake off. Then there's marketing, the fuel that keeps the engine of consumerism running. Every day we're bombarded with advertisements telling us that we need the latest fashion, the newest technology, the most advanced skincare. They create a sense of urgency, a fear of missing out, and a belief that we're just one purchase away from a better life. But here's the twist. While we're busy filling our lives with things, we're also filling them with the stress of debt, the pressure to keep up, and the emptiness of unfulfilled promises of happiness. It's a cycle that's hard to break, but not impossible. Consumerism, it seems, has become an inescapable part of our lives. But at what cost? As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll explore the price we pay for our consumption habits, the minimalist movement that's gaining traction, and the benefits of escaping the grip of consumerism. It's a journey that will challenge the way we think about success, happiness, and the things that truly matter in life. Consumerism is not just about buying, it's about the impact that our buying habits have on the world around us. We live in a world of constant consumption. From the latest tech gadgets to fast food meals, we're continually buying, using, and then discarding. But have we ever stopped to think about the cost of this consumption, not just to our wallets but to our environment and society? Let's talk numbers. Every year we produce over 300 million tons of plastic, and 50% of that is for single-use purposes. These single-use plastics often end up in our oceans, causing harm to marine life and contributing to the growing problem of pollution. Then there's the concept of fast fashion. Fast fashion refers to inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass-market retailers in response to the latest trends. It sounds great for our wardrobes and wallets, right? But the environmental cost is staggering. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of the world's carbon emissions. That's more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. Fast fashion also contributes to water pollution. The dyeing and treatment of garments make the fashion industry the second largest water polluter worldwide. Not to mention, it takes about 2,700 liters of water to produce just one cotton shirt. That's enough water for one person to drink for 2.5 years. And it's not just the environment that's paying the price. Behind the cheap price tags are often low-wage workers in unsafe conditions. Fast fashion brands are notorious for exploiting workers in developing countries where labor laws are lax, and workers' rights are often ignored. Our consumption habits are far-reaching, affecting not just our personal lives but the world at large. It's easy to enjoy the benefits of consumerism without considering the costs. But these costs are real, and they're significant. Our consumption habits are costing us more than just money, they're costing us our planet. But there's a growing movement that seeks to break free from the chains of consumerism. Welcome to the world of minimalism, a lifestyle that is gaining popularity at a rapid pace. It's a concept that encourages us to pare down our possessions, focusing instead on the things that truly matter in life. It's an antidote to the consumerism culture that's been so deeply ingrained in our society. Minimalism is about intentionality. It's about choosing the things that bring us joy, serve a purpose, or both. It's about decluttering our lives, both physically and mentally, and making room for the things that truly add value to our existence. This philosophy is not about deprivation. We're not talking about living in empty rooms with only a mattress on the floor. That's a common misconception. Instead, it's about freeing ourselves from the unnecessary clutter that can suffocate our lives and our minds. It's about getting rid of the excess so we can focus on the essentials. The beauty of minimalism is that it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It looks different for everyone because everyone has different priorities, different values, and different sources of joy. For one person, it might mean downsizing their home and getting rid of half their possessions. For another, it might mean cutting back on their work hours to make more time for family or hobbies. What makes this movement so appealing is its flexibility. There are no strict rules or guidelines to follow. You have the freedom to mold it to fit your lifestyle and your needs. The growth of the minimalist movement is a testament to the fact that more and more people are starting to question the consumerist narrative. They're realizing that happiness doesn't come from having more things. It comes from having the freedom to pursue the things that truly matter to us. So, as you can see, minimalism is not about living with less for the sake of less. It's about making intentional choices to free up space, time, and resources for the things that bring us true happiness and fulfillment. It's about living with less so we can live more. Minimalism is not about having less, it's about making room for more of what matters. So, what happens when we decide to step off the consumer treadmill? Well, the benefits are bountiful and varied. Let's start with the most tangible: financial freedom. Escaping the shackles of consumerism means we're no longer slaves to our possessions. We spend less on things we don't need, which means more money in our pockets. It's not just about saving pennies here and there, it's about gaining control over our financial lives. Imagine a world where you're not living paycheck to paycheck, where you're not constantly worried about the next big purchase. Sounds pretty liberating, doesn't it? But the benefits don't stop at financial freedom. Escaping consumerism also leads to less stress. When we're not constantly chasing the latest trend or gadget, we're not constantly feeling the pressure to keep up. We're not constantly worrying about what we don't have, but appreciating what we do have. It's a shift from a scarcity mindset to one of abundance. This alone can have profound impacts on our mental health, reducing stress and increasing happiness. And let's not forget about time, the one resource we can never get more of. When we're not spending hours shopping, maintaining our possessions, or working extra hours to afford more stuff, we have more time. Time for the things that truly matter: nurturing relationships, pursuing passions, and simply enjoying life. But here's the kicker, the cherry on top of the cake, if you will. Studies show that people who escape consumerism are more satisfied with their lives. They report higher levels of life satisfaction, more positive emotions, and lower levels of negative emotions and depression. Escaping consumerism doesn't mean giving up on life's pleasures, it means redefining what pleasure means to us. It's about realizing that the best things in life aren't things, they're experiences, relationships, and moments of simple joy. It's about not just surviving, but truly living. It's about stepping off the consumer treadmill and stepping into a life of purpose, contentment, and freedom. So, how can we start to make this change in our own lives? The first step is awareness. Recognize the pull of consumerism in your life and the impact it has on your well-being. The advertisements that tell us we need the latest smartphone, the hottest fashion trends, the flashiest car. Question these messages. Do we really need these things to be happy, fulfilled, or successful? Or are they merely distractions from what truly matters? Next, strive for intentionality. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, do I really need this? Will it add value to my life? Will it help me achieve my goals or live in line with my values? You'll be surprised at how often the answer is no. And in those moments, resist the urge to buy. Consider decluttering. This doesn't mean you have to get rid of everything you own. Rather, it's about removing the excess, the things that don't serve you, that don't bring you joy or enhance your life. It's about creating space for what truly matters. Start small. Change doesn't have to be overwhelming. It can start with saying no to one unnecessary purchase, with decluttering one drawer, one room. Every small step matters. Practice gratitude. Often we buy because we feel a lack. But when we cultivate a sense of gratitude for what we already have, we find that we need less. We realize that we are enough, just as we are. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's okay to make mistakes, to struggle, to have moments of weakness. What's important is that you keep trying, keep learning, keep growing. Lastly, find a community. There are countless others on this journey towards a more minimalist, intentional lifestyle. Connect with them. Share your struggles and victories. Learn from each other. You're not alone in this. The journey to escape consumerism is not a destination, but a continuous process of self-reflection and conscious decision-making.